Welcome back everyone to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. We finally made it to 2024, a new year for movies. We're gonna get some awesome movies this year, I bet. This video is gonna be me talking about my top 10 most anticipated movies of the year, and we're gonna talk about my honorable mentions first. Before we get started, make sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel. We're really close to 500 subscribers, but we all know how we love to start the video, and that's with the special word of action. Starting off our 5 honorable mentions, I got Ballerina. This is a John Wick spinoff taking place between chapter 3 and chapter 4. Ana de Armas is the leading actress of this one. I'm really excited to see this one because she did great in James Bond No Time to Die. Beetlejuice 2 is coming back. Tim Burton's coming back. A lot of other people are coming back. Jenna Ortega's in this. I'm excited for it. Hopefully it can live up to the original. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is going to be such an interesting story. It's taken place so many years after War for the Planet of the Apes. The visuals look insane. Hopefully the action can be even better. Godzilla x Kong The New Empire, it looks like a mess. The human characters could be pretty bad, but I just love seeing Kong and Godzilla teaming up against this new villain Scar. Gonna be really cool. The Fall Guy looks really fun. Ryan Gosling's my favorite actor of all time, so of course it has to be at least on the honorable mentions. And I love this. I love the trailer. Also, before we get to our number 10, I wanted to preface Beyond the Spider-Verse is not in this video because it's not officially dated for 2024. It's been taken off the release calendar. Who knows when we're gonna get that movie, but if it's in your top 10, that's cool. I'm just not putting it in mine because we have no official date on it. I just want to give the animators a lot of time to make it perfect. So that's why it's not in the top 10 or not in the honorable mentions. Starting it off with our number 10 movie is going to be Kung Fu Panda 4. I'm actually, getting more excited for this one every time I see the trailer. It's finally out now. We were waiting for this trailer for so long. But this one could go either way for me. The first two Kung Fu Panda movies are great in my opinion. I love the story, love the adult themes in there. The third one is kind of where it steps down just a little bit. I think the third one's just okay. I like the ending a lot, how he becomes like the master of all time, and he does some really cool stuff. And I was worried about this one because in the trailer you don't see the Furious Five at all. They're not even in it. But I think they came out and said they're going to be in it, but I don't know for how long. Probably for not that long. But we have some interesting, new characters in this one. The Chameleon, played by Viola Davis. We're going to get some of the OG villains back too, because she can turn into them. That's going to be really cool. I'm very excited for that. And Jack Black said he recorded a song for the end credit scene, so that's going to be really cool. And Awkwafina is, the secondary lead of this one. I'm not very excited for that because I feel like just, people that write movies and write characters for Awkwafina just make her like the most annoying character of all time. I don't know why she's getting typecast as that. It's kind of odd, but she has a tendency to play some very annoying characters. Her character in this trailer doesn't seem that annoying so far, so I'm keeping, my hopes up here. Hopefully she's good. Hopefully, Poe doesn't get sidelined too much in his own movie. And Ke Huy Quan is also going to be in this in a small role. Very happy for him. He's finally getting a lot of recognition after winning that Oscar. Visuals look pretty nice. Some of the humor can be a little bit overdone for me in the Kung Fu Panda films, but I will say the first two are great. I just need this one to be like the first two movies, then we can have another great movie. I'm not sure if this is the last one. They're going to keep doing it, but if the story's there, if Jack Black is there and wants to keep doing it, why not? I cannot wait to see some of the OG characters and OG villains back again. It's going to be awesome. Challengers is the new film from Luca Guadagnino. We all know him from Call Me By Your Name and Bones and All, which are my two favorite films from him. I thought those were great. Bones and All is a very underrated film. It's kind of hard to watch, but it's also very underrated. But this is like a tennis film, and I'm not even big on tennis, but this one looked right from the trailer. Trailer came out so long ago because it did get delayed because of the strikes. But man, I think Luca Guadagnino is kind of taking a new step here into the sports genre, but I really do love his direction. I feel like he knows what to do with the camera, knows what to do with the actors, and you have a really great cast here. You got Zendaya, who is just always on top of everything. She's the main star here, and she looks fantastic for this role. And you have Josh O'Connor. I'm really starting to like him a little bit more. I haven't really seen him in much. And Mike Faist, I loved him in West Side Story. He was fantastic in that. So I love this trio that's going, and it's kind of like a love triangle. It's a kind of very sexy movie too. It's like both these people are kind of fighting over it while they're all playing tennis and competing against each other. It spans across many years too, but just the style of the film, I think the soundtrack's going to be awesome too. And I just, I'm interested in a tennis film. We don't really get many tennis films. I will say the last tennis film I remember watching is the one with Emma Stone and Steve Carell. So it's going to be interesting to see a new one. And directed by Luca Guadagnino. This man has so much style in his movies, but it's kind of like a departure from his other films because he usually does like weird films, but this is more like standard kind of like Hollywood film, but I'm still pretty interested in it because Zendaya looks like she's owning the screen once again. Nosferatu looks like, it looks like it's going to be another great Robert Eggers film. I'm kind of becoming a bigger fan of Robert Eggers after every single movie he releases. The Witch is just kind of terrifying to me. I feel like it needed a little more help in the script department and a little bit more pacing because I got a little confused toward the end, but I just love the style of Anya Taylor-Joy. And The Northman, I thought The Northman was great. It holds some great direction, some great visuals. Robert Eggers really upgraded when making that. I haven't seen The Witch yet, but it's in my collection. I still need to watch it because I don't know what's holding me back. I really want to watch it though. But this is like going to be, an interesting movie about, this vampire, and hopefully it's terrifying because we've had vampire movies that aren't terrifying, but Robert Eggers, I think he's going to make this pretty terrifying. You got Bill Skarsgård in here, man. This guy played Pennywise. He was terrifying in that. So hopefully it's terrifying in this. We're not going to get it till Christmas, so we're not going to have footage of it for a little bit. We do have some first set photos though. Lily Rose Depp is in this. Hopefully she's good in this. Her performance in The Idol I heard wasn't great. Nicholas Hoult in this, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Willem Dafoe, and I heard that they filmed a scene of Willem Dafoe with like 2,000 real rats. Like, come on, this is gonna be cool. I heard it's gonna be mostly practical too, so I'm hyped. You got a great cast, great director, and I'm really hoping, hoping it has like the same visual style of The Northman because that visual style is great. I'm just hoping, Robert Eggers can bring his really terrifying feel into this, look just like from The Witch, because, you have a great cast and Bill Skarsgård is going to be terrific. Coming in 7th place for me is A Quiet Place Day One. We don't know too much about this film, but we do know that it's directed by Michael Ceranosky. I think that's how you need to say his name. He directed Pig, and I like the direction of that one. I'm a little bit worried about it because John Krasinski did not come back to direct it. I think he still has a hand in the production of this because it is basically his baby. This is his franchise that he did start. But yeah, I'm still very excited for this one because the first two Quiet Place movies are great, and this one kind of has me really intrigued because it is a prequel about the day one and feature of that. You got Jaemon Hansu in this one. He's an amazing actor, very underrated. Alex Wolff, I love him a lot. Joseph Quinn is coming back strong after being in Stranger Things season 4, and Lupita Nyong'o is the star. I loved her in Us. So you have a really great cast of great 4 people in this one, a great director coming off a pretty interesting movie with Pig and Nicolas Cage, and I'm really interested to see the origin of these creatures. Joker 2, I'm surprised made the list because, Joker 1, I was even surprised I liked that film, but that film really blew me away. It was very amazing, but it's also kind of depressing film, kind of hard to watch multiple times. Like, I haven't even watched Joker 1 in forever, but it's a very good film to put on if you're looking for something, great, yeah, I would say great filmmaking wise, because the filmmaking on that movie by Todd Phillips was outstanding. Joaquin Phoenix, of course, won the Oscar for it because his performance was so great. I'm really interested to see what this movie is all about. I mean, we had little details. It's gonna be a musical, I guess, between him and Harley, played by Lady Gaga, which is very interesting casting. But I kind of like it because we all know Lady Gaga can sing, but can she act like Harley Quinn? That's the question. She's a pretty good actor from A Star Is Born, but Harley Quinn is kind of hard to get right. We'll see how Todd Phillips approaches that character. Some people have different approaches to that character, and I kind of like that character in certain ways. Joaquin Phoenix, we all know he's going to be great. How evil will he be in this one? How much different? Because we do know he's in Arkham Asylum in this one, but he does somehow get out. So the story is going to go in so many different ways, I bet. Wondering how full of musical it is. I'm really just really wondering about this one. That's how I didn't put it up any higher. But I'm just excited for the score, the style of the film, the direction, because that from the first one just kept me so entertained. And the evilness, the darkness. It would be really interesting to see how this one will do at the next Oscars, though. Will Todd Phillips get a nomination for director for like a musical? Will Joaquin Phoenix get a nomination again? Will Lady Gaga get a nomination? Will Joaquin Phoenix even win again? That would be really interesting to see. But I know that this one's going to be brewing with some interesting style, but I'm just a little bit worried about the musical elements. The newest film directed by Richard Linklater. This one premiered at some film festival later in 2023. I forget which film festival it is. There's so many different ones to think about. But I've heard amazing things from this movie. It is really getting some big rave reviews that people that have seen it. Glenn Powell is the lead of this one, and I am very excited. Glenn Powell's just on a hit run right now, and he is just Top Gun Maverick. He was in Anyone But You, which I liked his performance in. Wasn't a great movie, but I've just heard that he's great in here. I heard that this movie is very seductive, very sexy movie also, because it is kind of like a romantic comedy-esque, kind of like a cop working undercover as a hitman. So I'm very excited for it. Richard Linklater is one of my favorite filmmakers. He really knows how to make a great film, knows how to keep you entertained, knows how to work with comedy and drama aspect at the same time. But yeah, the word, the early buzz around this film is simply terrific. Netflix did acquire it, which just worries me because I know I'm not probably not going to be able to see it in theaters. But I've heard that, people that saw this say it's best to see it with a big crowd. So hopefully they give it a limited release because I really want to see this in theaters. And I'm really happy to see Glenn Powell in a big movie. And I can't wait for Richard Linklater's newest movie. I haven't seen a movie from him in so long. Furiosa and Mad Max Saga is finally coming out. We've been waiting so long for this one. They've been filming it for so long, been editing it for so long, and I'm very excited. George Miller is finally back after Mad Max Fury Road, which was terrific. It's one of the best action movies of all time, and this cast just has me sold. Anya Taylor-Joy is one of my favorite actresses today, one of my favorite actresses of all time. She does great in any movie, and just how she looks in any movie, like her facial expressions, she does great with all that. Chris Hemsworth, I think, is playing the villain in this one, and just seeing him in the trailer and seeing like all the makeup on him and how he talks is so funny, because if you didn't know that was Chris Hemsworth before you watched the trailer, you probably wouldn't know it is. You probably couldn't guess it was him. He looks so different. Well, I just love the Fury, like the Mad Max kind of visuals, because you get it from Fury Road, like the oranges, the colors, the blues, and all that. And this one kind of just feels like the same style. You got so much orange in here. George Miller knows how to put so much style, so much color into his films. And I love when color can pop in your film, because if you have a really dark film, don't have a lot of interesting colors, your film can just feel so washed like every other film. This one feels very unique. I love the Mad Max, the racing elements of it. The costume designs are very good. And I'm really, I'm a little bit worried about the visual effects. We've all seen the comments about the first trailer. Some of the shots don't look that great, but they do have a little bit more time to work on this. I don't think it's coming out till like summer. I think June or July or May is when it's coming out. So they got like 4 months to work on it. So we got to give them a little bit more time. But I'm actually so interested to see how Anya Taylor-Joy does, because in the trailer, she already looks fantastic. Her character, Furiosa, I'm very excited to see, that kind of, prequel to her character from Fury Road, and I'm excited to see Chris Hemsworth just in that weird, crazy role that he's in. Deadpool 3, we're all very excited for this movie. Sean Levy is directing this one. They changed directors again, but I'm actually interested for Sean Levy to direct this because he just did the Adam Project with Ryan Reynolds, so they're collabing a little bit. They have some chemistry going on. He did Real Steel, Free Guy, and all that. So I think his movies are very fun. He knows how to add some, very fun elements, very fun visuals into this. And this one wouldn't have been as high on this list if Hugh Jackman wasn't in it as Wolverine. I mean, it would still be on the list because it's Deadpool. The first two Deadpool movies are great. I love Ryan Reynolds in the role. It's like, who would you have cast if it wasn't Ryan Reynolds? Like, he fits the role so well. He's hilarious in here. But having Hugh Jackman in it, Deadpool and Wolverine going up against each other, having like a friendly team up again, and just, see, because, Ryan Reynolds has been talking about Wolverine in his movies for so long. Just having Hugh Jackman back again is amazing. I know some people say it kind of ruins Logan, but it's kind of a different universe, so I'm just going to take it in like a different way. But I just cannot wait to see their on-screen chemistry, on-screen banter, and supposedly we're going to get different multiverse aspects. We're going to see like the TVA again, some stuff about that. We're going to see some of the old X-Men again, go into different universes. This one will probably affect the MCU multiverse in big ways, I'll say. I mean, I'm not really in on the multiverse plot really anymore, but hopefully this one will get us back into that. Hopefully move the MCU forward just a little bit more. But Ryan Reynolds coming into the main MCU is just going to be very fun. Hopefully we're going to get some first footage and first, trailers at the Super Bowl, because this one is coming out in July, so that's probably where they'll start showing footage. But it's going to be hilarious to see Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman just go up against each other in this one. Mickey 17 is the newest Bong Joon-ho movie, and I wouldn't have this one so far on my list if it wasn't directed by Bong Joon-ho, but Bong Joon-ho is such an amazing filmmaker. He, of course, did Okja, Memories of Murder, which I haven't seen yet, and The Host, which I haven't seen. Both those movies I really want to see, but I don't really have any way to watch them except if I pick them up on Criterion. But Okja is a very great film on Netflix if you guys haven't seen it. Snowpiercer is also great, and Parasite is one of the best films of all time, in my opinion. Happy that he won so many Oscars for that film. Hopefully this one can do some well for him, because this is a very interesting story, a science fiction film based on the book Mickey 7, which I got for Christmas. I'm going to read it before this movie, hopefully, so I can have a little bit more insight on it. But yeah, since, Bong Joon-ho has done sci-fi before with Snowpiercer, I'm not really worried about him doing sci-fi with this. It's a little bit more advanced science fiction, and I'm hoping that the visual style is cool because, you know, we've seen a little bit of footage from this movie, just, you know, zooming in on Robert Pattinson. And I haven't even said it. Robert Pattinson is the lead of this film, just played as the Batman. So he's on a kind of like a streak right now, and he's going to be great in here. It's about kind of like, you know, duplicating people, you know, having the same people in their bodies and all that. It's going to be a very interesting world. You got, I said, Robert Pattinson, Naomi Ackie, Mark Ruffalo, Toni Collette, Stephen Yeun. It's a great cast. It's a fantastic cast, and I think that Bong Joon-ho will do great for this one. I don't know how well it's going to play, you know, to mainstream audiences, but if you're a science fiction fan like me, I think you're gonna love it. But I'm very excited to read the book. I'm very excited to know more about this movie. To no one's surprise, Dune Part 2 is my most anticipated movie of the year. I cannot wait for this movie. We've been waiting for so long. Yeah, it got moved like 2 times because of the strikes. I think it was supposed to come out, you know, at the beginning. No, it's supposed to come out in summer of 2023. Then it got pushed to the fall, and now it got pushed to 2024 March. I feel like it's going to do very well box office wise in March though, because we've had many Warner Bros. Movies do well on that day, like The Batman, which is a pretty dark movie. But this one's, you know, this one's a dark movie too, but it's, you know, has more action in it than Dune Part 1. Denis Villeneuve has promised that. And I kind of have a funny story about this one. You know, I was, you know, set on watching this movie in late 2023. So I picked up the book to, you know, read the book so fast so I could get ready and, you know, write notes for it, see what's going to change. So I read the book in like 1 week because I was just so entertained by it. It's the fastest I've ever read a book. And that book in particular was kind of hard to, you know, talk about or hard to like explain, but I just read it so fast. So, and I read it for no reason that fast because it of course got delayed because of the strikes, but I mean, I already read it, so I'm still excited for the movie, still ready for it. Dune Part 1 was my favorite film of 2021, and this one just looks so much better. And that, I'm saying that as a person that loved Dune Part 1, gave it a 10 out of 10. This one looks like it could be like a 20 out of 10 type of film. Like, I cannot wait. Timothée Chalamet is just, you know, he's doing great with Wonka getting such great reviews, doing well at the box office. Then this, I think this is going to do so well at the box office. If you think Dune Part 1's boring, just give it another chance. You know, I feel like it has that slow pace for a reason. Zendaya is going to have such a much larger role in this one, and I'm very interested to see what Denis does with the character of Aaliyah. If you don't know about her, I'm not going to go too much in depth. She's a new character in the second half of the book, so I'm interested what he's going to do with her. Josh Brolin's coming back. Austin Butler is Fade Routha. I cannot wait for that performance. He looks menacing. He looks great. We still haven't heard him speak, but man, he's gonna be a threat. I cannot wait for that. And we can see more Dave Bautista. I'm so excited to see the Harkonnens back again. They're just a great villainous team. And Timothée Chalamet's character Paul has some, you know, upgraded powers. He's able to do so much more. Florence Pugh's in this as Princess Erlon. I cannot wait. I just love the cinematography. I love the, you know, the style that they're going for, because, you know, someone could make this movie. A different director could make this movie and it could have so much less style, so much care for it. But Denis Villeneuve knows how to make a movie. He knows how to make sci-fi. Arrival, Blade Runner 2049, Dune Part 1, some amazing films, amazing sci-fi. But he's also done other films like Prisoners. It's another great film. And I really do think that Greg Fraser, he deserves everything in the world after these 2 parts, because he won for Dune Part 1 cinematography. Dune Part 1 won so many Oscars. I'm excited to see how Dune Part 2 does at the next Oscars, but it might be releasing too early, so I'm a little bit worried about it. But we're all just so excited for Dune Part 2. I feel like it's just going to be a massive film to see. It's the must-see in IMAX because all that expanded ratio. Greg Fraser knows how to shoot his films. And Denis Villeneuve is about to make history with this one. Is he going to make Dune Part 3, Dune Messiah? I don't know. I'm actually very interested to read that book now. But if you guys don't go see Dune Part 2, you're really missing out. I feel like before I even see it, I feel like I'm going to say it's the best film of 2024, because there's no way anything beats it, I don't think. I just can't wait for it. So those are my top 10 most anticipated movies of the year. I really cannot wait for this year movies. It's going to be great. It's probably not going to be as good as 2023 because the strikes messed a little bit of stuff up, but I still can't wait for some of these movies. I think the quality is going to be there, and some of the quality is going to be bad, but still I think it's going to be there just a little bit. So let me know down in the comments, what are your top 10 most anticipated movies of 2024? There's a lot to look forward to. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.